Right guys, welcome back to video 3 in this little series of attacking the power plant. In the last one we managed to get domain admin via Lenny. He didn't have the pre-authentication required on his account, so we could abuse that, and that was an escalation path for the domain admin, so that was pretty bad. We notified Mr. Burns and he said carry on. He said move on, see what else you can find. So we open back up our little drawing. So we're still currently in the, I think it was the 10.10.0.0 network, and we're in this area here. So we're kind of running out of options now because we've only got a couple of machines in here. There's got to be more going on. We've got all this sort of stuff, so we need to start trying to find a way of getting access to these other buildings. So hopefully now we're going to try and press on and see if we can actually find some information on some more networks so we can start progressing through. And then ultimately, we want to try and get access to either the reactors or Burns Tower, because that's where there should be some juicy information there. So we want to get access to that. Okay, so we're back in Cali. We've still got Homer's credentials. So let's jump in on his machine again. And if we remember, the IP of that Homer's machine was 51. Let's jump back in. So there's lots of different things we can check. I don't want to keep going through every single thing, every single possibility in every single video. So the way I'm going to structure it is we'll check one thing. If it works, we'll follow that path. So we've got access to this machine. I suppose initially we want to check what privileges Homer actually has. And make that a bit bigger so you can actually see it. We've got who am I? So we've got Homer Simpson in the Springfield domain. Check what groups we're in. So we're in built-in administrators straight away. So that means Homer is an admin on this machine. Nothing else exciting there. Don't know if it's wise having Homer as an administrator on a machine, but there you go. These misconfigurations happen all the time. So as we're an admin on the machine, let's see what local groups you've actually got. So all the base ones, all the default sort of stuff. And if we look at, just to reinforce the concept, look at the administrator, the local administrator. So that's the administrators on this actual machine. That's not domain administrator. So admins, the admin uses an admin administrator, makes sense. Administrator is an administrator. The domain admins are administrator on this local machine. And as we just see, Homer is a administrator on this local machine. So with that in mind, it's always a powerful setting to have. And straight away, I'll be thinking, right, can we get Mimikatz on here? And can we extract any credentials from the memory on this machine? So if we go into find our Mimikatz, 64-bit one there, we'll take that. Open it up. Again, because we're in an RDP session, it's usually pretty easy just to copy and paste this across. As we move deeper into the network and start getting into more complicated scenarios, we'll lose RDP access, and then we can start learning how to use our transferring skills from other videos, because you won't always have an RDP session where you can just click and drag stuff across, obviously. Let's do the same here. Hopefully we can paste that in with no firewall trouble. That seems to have gone in okay. Reload that up now. Again, make that bigger so you can see it. Privilege debug to allow us to run commands. We'll just call it output.txt. And now all the commands will go out to that. And now we want to do Sakota log on passwords. And hopefully we should be able to find some information stored in the memory, some credentials stored in the memory. So if we open this up, so the Homer's PC, we've got the actual hash for that. So depending on the settings of the PC itself, we can use this for other specific attacks that we'll look at later. So we've actually got the NTLM hash of the machine. That's definitely useful. So you kind of just want to go through here and see, got a remote interactive from Cole Carlson, and there's his hash. So definitely going to want to look into that. Just looking through to see if any, because sometimes you get lucky and you get a clear text password in the output. Got the admin user, but no hash. It doesn't matter anyway because we've already got an administrator account on here. Okay, so we've got that. So let's not leave our stuff laying around. Let's get that out of there. Exit out of Mimikatz. And close this down. And hide our evidence. Okay, so let's close this session down as Homer. Let's see if we can RDP in as Carl, because he's obviously RDP'd in before because we had the remote session in the log. Let's do the same. Change this one to use a hash instead, and we will specify ETH for pass the hash. So we do a grep capital C 5 so that we get the lines before and after the output. Carl, looking for his hash. There it is there. Take his hash. Let's see if we can RDP in using that. Account restrictions to prevent this user from signing in. For example, blank part. Right, so we can't do that. Okay. What about evil WinRM? Excellent. So we can sign in as Carl now. It's annoying you can't clear the screen there, isn't it? I'm going to come out of that. Clear the screen. Jump back in. So now we've got access to Carl. We can do some more basic enumeration of the user. See what groups he's a member of. Remote desktop users, remote management users, engineering users. Nothing hugely special though. And just the basic privileges. So we could start looking into his files. Okay, got a plant net.png. Let's download that. That sounds like that could be interesting. Plant net. Let's have a look at that. What is that? Oh, interesting. So it looks like we might have just found our clue for access to the next building. Was it the pump house? Get the picture of the other one up. Let's have a little look. Right, so this is very interesting. So this is definitely giving us an indication of that 172.168.20 network. So let's see if we can ping. So if firewall rules are in place, we might actually be able to just ping it directly. So if our Kali machine is plugged into a switch that's into the firewall, and there's routing, or there's a forwarding rule in the firewall that allows us straight into there anyway. So it might even be worth just testing, see if we can ping directly to the gateway. We don't know what a gateway is, but we're guessing. Because as we're connected to the firewall, there could be a forwarding rule that allows us direct access to it, but it doesn't look like we can. So we jump back in as Carl and actually check Homer's machine and see what we've got on here. So we got that one there with our 10.10.0 network, which we knew we had. And then, yeah, look, there's a secondary one here with our secondary network. Let's just see if we can ping now from here. Yeah. So we're getting responses. So this is interesting. So we now know that looking back at our picture, we was in here, there was only a few computers in this network, but now we've actually found a way to get into this other building on the 172.168.20 network, so we can start now running some scans, seeing what's on the network in there, and then see if we can start moving across, because it'd be good if we can get to the furnace building and into Burns Tower. I mean, ultimately that's the goal, isn't it? That's the end goal. So we'll set that for the next video. We'll start looking at options. We'll start looking at scanning options, pivoting options. So we'll save that for the next video. And in that one, we'll start enumerating this new network and see what we can find. See if we can find any clues to start moving around and see if we can find any live machines on that network. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.